welcome to Ghetto Gardening. I'm Yaya, and this is my first official introduction, or whatever you want to call it. I've been gardening since I was 16, and the reason I fell in love with it is because I started to see these time-lapse videos of plants growing on YouTube Shorts. And I thought to myself, wow, they're growing these in pots, indoors. What do you mean? I can do this too. So what ended up happening was I began watching gardeners all over the country in different zones, people that like to grow different things. I watched James Prigioni. He has a food forest. I still want a food forest to this day. That's one of my main goals. I watch people like Eric from Epic Gardening. I watch people like the Pepper Geek. I watch a ton of people. This allowed me to learn things from starting plants to transplanting, what you can use to help the transplanting process. I learned about hydroponics, a ton of stuff. Alongside that, just started doing a ton of research on my own through Google. It's taught me everything that I do in my garden now, from this method to making these cardboard pots and using other old cardboard containers. Everything I do, I learned through YouTube and Google. But that's not just it. You can't only do the research, you have to learn the process as well. You're gonna do your research and think you know something and try it and still mess up. So there are things that you have to go in and do and tweak a little bit. You gotta be like, okay, what can I do here? What can I do there? It's a ton of stuff that goes into gardening, and it's all trial and error. I don't really consider there to be any right or wrong way to do things when it comes to gardening. Do what works for you. Everything in my garden is from seed besides these 2 banana pepper plants and my 3 strawberry plants. I got these from the store. The strawberries that I tried to grow took a month to germinate and then died, so I'm just like, alright, whatever, going with store-bought. And these, my mom just wanted these, and I could not find any banana pepper seeds in the store. I absolutely love making my own fertilizers out of food scraps and weeds. I make these quite a bit actually, every couple of weeks. Right here, this is some compost tea high in nitrogen that I made out of cleavers, dead nettle, and grass clippings. Not only that, but I'll teach you guys how to make it, strain it, and use it. My main goal with gardening is to literally just have fun with it, learn new things, teach people new things. I want to get more people growing plants. I want to be able to give away produce. I want to be able to give away plants for other people to grow. I want to be able to do a ton of things. I didn't really start with any genuine reason other than wanting to learn and have fun, honestly. But now that I'm a bit older, my mindset is kind of fuck the government for real. So yeah, me growing my own food makes me feel great. Not only because I get to save money and not have to depend on people, but because it tastes way better. But now that I've given you guys a little bit of an intro and some more about me, why I garden, what I'm doing here, all of that, let's get into the actual garden. What plants I have, what varieties do I have, how well are they doing, what we got booming right now. Let's get into it. I'm first gonna start with these beds here. So let's get into the DIY build. Look at that design. I forgot to add that I teach how to make things for way cheaper too. This one here was just made with $2 twine. So these are my lovely peas here, and in this bed I have 3 varieties. I have the Alaskan peas, sugar snap peas, and little marble peas. This twine trellis that I built is actually connected to some tomato cages. These were about $2, I believe, from Marks. There's also some twine wrapped around to give the peas some extra surface area to climb on. They actually are beginning to flower, and I mean all over. This is my bean bed. I have, I think, 6 varieties in here now. Gonna have to remember how many I have. I have the Cherokee Wax Yellow Bush Bean, Royal Burgundy Bush Bean, Kentucky Pole Bean, a normal type of green bean, I forgot the name, it might be the Contender Bush Bean, Top Crop, Blue Lake, and that should be about it. These are flowering as well, and these are the Cherokee Wax Yellow Bush Beans. Their flowers are purple. They are so beautiful. I planted this first round 2 months ago. These are some of those pole beans there. And you'll see that I did some succession planting here, so we have a bunch of baby beans too. I have a lettuce blend doing very well, and there's iceberg lettuce going all throughout. Got some growing slow, got some growing fast. Now for our broccoli and Grand Rapids lettuce bed. This is the Calabrese variety, and I have them all spaced about 12 inches apart, with that Grand Rapids lettuce going all throughout it. These are potatoes that I thought rotted, so I just planted my broccoli here, and now I don't know what to do with it. Now we have the cauliflower, romaine lettuce, and iceberg lettuce pools. This is the Snowball Y variety. Iceberg lettuce, romaine lettuce. They're actually doing pretty good back here. And if you're wondering, isn't it too shaded back there? Yeah, it is. But in the summertime, it'll be okay, because they will not like the heat in the summer. I have multiple cucumbers, melons, tomatoes, pepper varieties, everything, multiple. These are some tomatoes that I just transplanted, cucumbers, cantaloupes, and more stuff over here. These are some of my old tomatoes and peppers. I have some spinach that I've just started, pumpkins that I actually got from the store that were composted and then grew on accident. These are my June bearing strawberries, and I've been pulling the flowers off of them. Ooh, there's a spider web. But I've been pulling the flowers off of them to allow them to develop their root systems and grow big, nice leaves before they focus on their flowers and fruit development. Because one thing a strawberry plant loves to do is redirect its energy and slow down the production of all of these things that we need for bigger strawberries. This is a smaller one and why I want to wait a year until I allow them to fruit. Now, since we're here and already yapping about our plants that we love, let's just talk about the common misconception with these June-bearing varieties. A lot of people often think they only last one season. That is not true. They last multiple seasons. They can last up to 3 years and even longer in optimal conditions. Now, these are the banana peppers that I bought from the store. They were starting to yellow. I gave them some nitrogen, and now they are turning back green. I've also been pulling the flowers off of these because I know they're not ready to support all of that yet. They're still tiny. I have 2 corn varieties here, a white sweet corn variety and a yellow sweet corn variety. The white sweet corn has pink stems, while the yellow is just green. And we have a few of those going here. Now let me talk about some of the herbs that I have, because this is my first year trying to grow them, and a lot of these things actually, to be honest. So I'm excited and I can't wait. This is the garden bed currently dedicated to cilantro and basil. Cilantro here, basil here. Some of them are getting stunted by this long ass grass. But the reason I put these here is because they're going to be great companion plants for my peppers and tomatoes. They literally all go hand in hand with each other. It's amazing. I'm so excited. In these 3 containers, I do not know which. I have dill, thyme, and oregano. Grown in a strawberry container, I have some spearmint. That's also going to be put in a container. You do not want to put these in ground if you don't want them to spread. Now I'm going to show you guys my carrots, and this is the Scarlet Nantes variety. However you pronounce it. I sowed these using the cardboard method. It truly worked in my favor because for the first time in 3 years, I finally have some promising looking carrots. And also, this is a variety that typically does well in clay soil, so I am thankful for that. Look at how big some of them are getting. As I walk to show you guys my pumpkins here, this entire bed is going to be filled with cucumbers by the end of the season. But here's some of these pumpkins, and they only have male flowers as of right now. They don't look too bad though. This right here is my compost bin. I need to stir that. That's all for what we currently have growing in the ghetto garden, but I have a ton of seeds here that still need to be planted, and I have a ton of stuff that still needs to be transplanted into the ground. So trust, I'm gonna bring y'all along in this process, and we're all gonna watch this garden come to life. I mean, look at some of these options here, and that will be our next video. Planting a ton of these seeds in ground. We're gonna be direct sowing and succession planting. You may also see that I occasionally like to dip around in worm hunting. I do. I find it interesting, and I love to learn more about it. So maybe y'all might get some videos on that too. We'll talk more about worms and their benefits in your garden as well. But for now, that's it for Ghetto Gardening, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you all for watching so much.